I don't know, it's kind of giving Winifred vibes. Hi everyone, welcome to our first official YouTube video. I know some of you have been waiting so long for this moment. You're like, oh my gosh, you're in year 3. Why have you not started a YouTube video yet? We're here. It doesn't matter, we're here. So for those of you that are here and coming to us from our Instagram, welcome. We appreciate you supporting us on this journey. Thank you so much. You've all been a big support, a massive inspiration to us and what we do. But for those of you that are new, my name's Taylor Marie Smith, and I am the founder of Eliqua LLC. Now, I'm 26 years old and I started Eliqua in October of 2020. We officially launched in January of 2021. We started on the new year, on the 1st. And basically, Eliqua is a water-infused company. Now, we support everything that your body needs with our specially formulated, handcrafted, fruit-infused waters. Not only do we sell infused waters, but we also sell all things water and health themed. We sell stickers, we also sell new loose leaf herbal teas that we make as well. We also sell other merchandise as well, like water bottles and things like that. So we will leave our link down in the description below for you to check out our shop. So welcome all you hydrated humans. We are so happy to have you. Thank you so much for joining us for this new journey in our lives, right? So a little bit about me. Like I said, I am 26 years old. I live in Cincinnati, Ohio, and that is where Eliqua is based out of. We are a strictly online retailer and we ship all over the United States. We're still working on international shipping, but it is something in our goals for this year, international shipping, but right now we only ship throughout the US. But like I said, Eliqua started in 2020, and the story of how it all began is why you're here today. You're here for an origin story. So if you like what you see so far, then stay tuned for more. Eliqua's journey on how we began is somewhat of a weird scenario, right? It's almost unbelievable, but it's totally true. I promise you, it's so true, but it's unbelievable that it can't be true, but it's true. I promise you. So I started having really severe acne in my senior year of high school in 2015, and I thought that it was just normal acne, you know, normal teenage acne. I tried Clearasil, I tried Clean and Clear, I tried Noxzema, I tried Neutrogena, I tried every single product that was on the shelf at your local store or pharmacy to get rid of my acne. But no matter what I tried, nothing was clearing it. So I finally sought out, you know, professional help, and I found a dermatologist who is still my dermatologist to this day, and she follows us. So if you're watching this, hey girl. And I found her, and she literally changed my life. So in 2015, once we kind of started getting started, she gave me an evaluation of my skin, and it turns out that I actually didn't have just normal acne. It wasn't just normal blackheads and period acne and things like that. That's not what I had. I had what is called cystic acne. And if you're not familiar with cystic acne, it is very, very common amongst adolescents, preteens, and young adults. And what it is instead of the normal blackheads or whiteheads that you get, cystic acne actually develops bacteria, and it causes inflammation in those pores that have developed the acne, and they fill up with pus. They're very painful. Sometimes they throb, they hurt. And I'll actually insert some pictures to show you what my skin looked like, because it was ridiculous how bad my skin was. It would itch. It felt like I had boils on my skin, And with cystic acne, if you have any experience with it, you know that it's very, very painful and it's very uncomfortable. So it made it hard to kind of wash my face. Everything was irritating it. Nothing seemed to work. I couldn't get any relief. The pillowcases on my pillows would rub up against my skin and make it very uncomfortable to sleep. And it was during our consultation and after working with each other for a couple of months that she started to put me on a regimen to help reduce the inflammation for my cystic acne. Now, unlike regular acne, cystic acne doesn't just sit on top of the first several layers of your skin. It's typically visible, but it's not something that you can really kind of like pop and poke and play with, because it's actually under several layers of your skin. And that's what causes all of that bacteria to build up if you're not properly washing your face or using the right products. When you have cystic acne, over-the-counter stuff will not work for you. You have to seek medical attention from a professional and a dermatologist, because it's not designed for people that have acne that is pretty much hidden. So regular over-the-counter products or topical creams and things like that that you buy at your pharmacy and stuff, they don't work for cystic acne. So we're going through this regimen and we're working together for a couple of months, and my skin started to get a little less angry. And by angry, if you have cystic acne or dealt with cystic acne, your skin gets angry. It yells at you, it's angry, it is so mad at you no matter what you do, it is just angry. So my skin started to become less angry, and it was at this time where we started to talk about long-term kind of acne care that I could do. Other than washing my face 2 times a day, drinking water, of course, is the #1 thing for healthy, clear, radiant, glowing, wrinkle-free, acne-free skin. It is honestly the biggest thing. Now, normally they say 8 glasses of water is the typical daily amount that you should have. Well, my dermatologist said basically the average daily amount of water that you have, or however much water I was drinking daily, multiplied by 2. My skin was that bad that because of the medicine and the regimen that she was giving me, I needed to fill my body with water so that my skin could actually push out my acne and push it more towards the surface to make it more manageable. She recommended water, of course, washing my face 2 times a day and applying the products that she gave me, and some steroid medication that she gave me to help calm down some of the inflammation. Of course, with any type of medication, you should always take it with plenty of water, with food, of course, per directions, things like that. Well, it was then that I started to really, take my water more seriously. I was getting ready to go to college, and I was ready to leave Cincinnati and start this big life, and I wanted to look good. I did. I wanted to look good. I wanted my skin to glow. I wanted it to be acne free. I wanted all the boys to talk to me when I got to college. Of course, right? Well, on this journey of skincare, as we're leading up to, me getting ready to go to college in the fall, I found the world of Pinterest. I was so obsessed with Pinterest that honestly, I was just like, this is the best thing ever. Like, why did I never use Pinterest before? Oh my God. Well, on Pinterest, if you use Pinterest, then you know that sometimes they give you recommended boards or topics for you to follow and find creators and things like that. And on my Pinterest journey, I found the world of detox and fruit infused waters. Oh yeah, brace yourselves, because I think you know where this story is going, y'all. I got into detox and fruit infused waters, y'all. Let me tell you, I got so into them that it was like my life, okay? It was my life, and I was all about it. Summer of 2015, fruit waters was my life. I mean, I was going to the store, I was getting all the fruit, I was getting the recipes, I was chopping it, and it was my life. I mean, I had a fruit water with me all hours of the day, no matter where I went, and I loved it. I loved the fruit infused waters because it allowed me to, of course, get my fruits in, but it also gave me more motivation, right, to drink my water, because sometimes people do get a little bored and frustrating when they have to drink so much water. And I'm a water girl. I've never been opposed to water. I love me some water. I will go to the nearest lake, okay, to go get me some water. So that wasn't an issue. But it was more of trying to switch up my routine and make it a little bit more exciting, make me really want to drink my water. And I really like the fruit infused waters just because it gave it some very pretty colors, it gave it some nice flavor, some aroma, and I loved it. I was all about the fruit water life. I was all about it. Loved it. I came home from school. I was going to school in Chicago, and I came home for the summer vacation, and I needed to make some money. So where I live in Cincinnati, you basically have to drive everywhere to get anywhere. Not that things are extremely far, but they're very spread out, and if I were to walk, it would take me a good couple of hours or so. So you really have to drive in Cincinnati to get from point A to point B. I wanted to come back home, and I knew that when I came back home, I wanted to work. I wanted to make money because I had a job in Chicago at school, and of course, since I was home for the summer, I couldn't work that. So I needed to find a way to make money. Since I couldn't drive, I couldn't get like a traditional, fast food job. I wanted something along the lines of kind of like babysitting, something that I could do easily, autonomously, and I didn't really have to invest anything into it too much. And I was actually I was with my mom one day, and we went and hung out with a girlfriend of hers at the time, and I'm just drinking my fruit water, minding my business, and she goes, "What you got? What do you have? Because that looks good." She was like, "What is this? What's in your cup? What is that?" And I was like, just a little something I cooked up in my kitchen. And she was so intrigued, right? So naturally, as curious people, we're like, "Oh, what do you have? What is this? Like, what? Tell me more. Tell me, I'm listening. I'm here. Give me what's going on. Tell me more." And I gave her some information. I let her know, like, "Hey, I'm on this skincare journey." And she had known me for some years, so she knew that my skin was very bad. She knew my skin was bad. Well, she ended up being really interested in what I was drinking, and she actually had offered to pay me to make some waters just like I had for her. Now, she was a mom of 5 at this time. She had her own business, and she was working as a hairstylist. So she really wanted something on the go, and she was really, really bad at water consumption, right? And just daily life got in the way of her being able to kind of take care of herself. So I was like, absolutely, like, I love you, you're great, you've been friends with my mom for years, you've seen me grow up, absolutely, like, yeah. So I went to Walmart, I got the OG ball mason jars in the big pack, I made her the waters, and I dropped them off to her house, and she loved them. She loved them so much that before her first 4 waters were gone, she called me up and asked me to go ahead and get another order ready for her. And I was like, did I just find my side hustle? Selling waters. I can do that. So that's kind of how it started back in 2016, but it didn't have a name. It didn't have a name. It was just a side hustle. So before we were Eliqua, we were just a side hustle. I went to go drop off her waters at a salon that she was renting out a booth in. And in order to get to her booth, I had to walk down this really narrow hallway, and it kind of opened up into a big room where each stylist kind of had their own booth that they were renting out in the salon. So I'm carrying these waters in, and they're all looking like, what's going on? And like, what is she selling something? Like, And I drop off her water star, and she gives me the money. And Every stylist stopped what they were doing and they came up to me and they said, "What are those? They look great. How do I get some?" So next thing I know, everyone in the salon, plus some of the customers that were in there getting their hair done, wanted to get some waters as well. So I went back to Walmart, went and got more bottles, more glass jars, more fruit, more water, everything. And I rolled up to the salon the next day. And basically what happened was my mom was driving. She had a 99 Kia at the time, okay? And everyone was lined up outside the store to come outside to get their waters for me. And I popped the trunk open and it was like, "Okay, so yeah, here's your order. Here's your order. Okay, thank you. Yeah, that'll be, That's exactly how it was. So I was literally selling glass jars of fruit infused water out of the trunk of my mom's car. Like, what? I moved back home in 2017, but in 2018, I ended up switching schools to a local school here in Cincinnati. And in 2019, I was getting ready to finish my degree program. So I had one-ish semesters left. Not quite 1.5, but let's just say 1 semester left. At this point, I had 1 semester left, and I was studying marketing. And we had to do an assignment as our graduation requirement, and we had to create a fake company that pretty much utilized all of the tools that we had learned during our degree program into one lump sum project. Some schools, you know, they do like dissertations, they do thesis projects, things like that. That's pretty much what I had to do. But pause that, because before that final assignment began, something else in my life at that time had just happened. In 2019, I suffered a major concussion. And by a major concussion, I mean that I was walking on concrete, I tripped and I fell, and I landed on the back of my skull on the concrete. And I just remember laying up and looking at the night sky. During that time, I didn't know anything about concussions. I never knew anyone who had concussions. I knew of people that had them, but no one I knew personally. So I didn't know what a concussion was or what it could do or how it could impact you. I had actually lost consciousness, and the next morning, my life pretty much changed. I woke up stuttering. And it was very life-altering. My mom, who is in nursing school, she's a certified MA and STNA, she was scared to death. So we race to the emergency room and we get everything done and all the tests for brain trauma, brain injury. I got a head scan and everything done. And they put me in speech therapy. And speech therapy was really long. It was drooling. I was in speech therapy for 6 months. It totally sucked. But 2 weeks after my first concussion, I hit my head again. 3 days after my second concussion, I hit my head again. I pretty much need to wear a safety helmet, like those safety helmets they give for babies. That's what I need on my head. So my brain wasn't in the right state of mind at this time, and I'm trying to work with my professors, still trying to go to school. You know, I took a little bit of time off. They were a little bit lenient, you know, with things, but it was rough. And fast forward to 6 months later, which ended up being pretty much the start of my final semester. Like I said, that's when I ended my speech therapy. And that's when we had to start giving ideas to our teacher for our final project. Now remember, for the last 6 months, my brain is done for, okay? I'm sitting and I'm trying to do accounting classes and I couldn't even remember how to spell my name. It was really, really hard. It was very painful. And you'll see why in just a moment why I told you this story. But if you ever had a concussion, concussions are no joke. I was really, really scared, and it's 2020. concussion moment. It's 2023 and my brain still is not where it used to be. So when we started to pitch our ideas for our project to our teacher, I basically was just so tired. I mean, my brain goes through periods where it just needs to power off and I can't think anymore. I can't function. I can't think anymore. And what ended up happening is we had 2 months to submit our ideas. I waited till 2 days before it was due. I did. Remember, y'all, don't judge me. My brain wasn't working. So I waited till 2 days before I submitted it, and I couldn't think for the life of me. I could not think of what I wanted to do. Nothing came to mind. It didn't. Nothing came to mind. I stressed and I struggled, and during that time, I'm still trying to sleep because they told me my brain needed so much rest. I'm still trying to sleep, and I'm still trying to work on my assignments for my other classes, and nothing came to mind. Well, I can't remember exactly how it played out, but I was sitting there and I was working on my stuff in my living room. I'm trying to come up with my assignment, and I reached for my glass of water, and that's when the light bulb went off. I was like, I wonder if this will work. I was drinking a glass of lemon cucumber water out of those same mason jars that I used back in 2016. So I don't know if it was the concussion or what, I don't know what it was, but something created that nostalgic moment in my head that I forgot about for years. And I was like, oh yeah, remember that water thing that I started for a little bit? We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. That's the one. We're gonna do that. And I get to type it. I'm typing. I typed so fast, and I was like, okay, this is what I want to do. This is my idea, teacher. Love it or list it. I was like, this is what we're doing. And they loved it. It was great. So fast forward to about September, and we're probably about midway through the project now, and we are making a business model for our company. We're going through fake LLC and, proprietary registrations for our company. We're going through marketing strategies for our company. And I sat there and I said, yo, this is given. This is something. This is really something. This sounds really brilliant. And I thought to myself, I slept on it, and I talked to my mom about it. I was like, Mom, let me pitch something to you. I said, if I'm going through all of these steps to create a company for a grade, why can't I make this company come to life? So 2 weeks later, I was filling out my official LLC forms with the state of Ohio, and I was a registered company, and Eliqua was born. And it is so crazy when I tell that story. So many people think that it is like, what? It is true. All of it is true. I promise you it is all true. But I tell that story, and I love telling that story because when I think about why I started Eliqua, girl, sometimes you have to take the leap of faith and you have to try. I said, if I'm making this project to get a good grade, to get a degree so that I can get a good job, why can't I take this fake company, turn it into a reality, and create my own job? Here we are 3 years later, and we're still grinding, okay? So it's things like that that make you kind of change your perspective on life. And I tell this origin story because it may be helpful to a new entrepreneur, someone up and coming, or maybe someone with a side hustle that they don't think will be profitable long term, or maybe they're scared to take that leap of faith. But I did it. I turned my fake company into a reality. So then in December, I was a college graduate. In January 1st, I launched my business. I was an official business owner. We made our first sale. Everything was great. And now we're here 3 years later, and we're starting our YouTube channel. Like, what? It's so crazy. It's so crazy how things worked out. And I don't know if I ever would have gotten here had it not been for my brain injury, or I don't know, had it not been for that one ingredient that caused me to have acne. I don't know. Life is so funny and it works in mysterious ways. And I tell this story because I want to inspire. You know, our thing for Eliqua is to always be improving. That's our motto. Always be improving, always be growing, always be striving for excellence and greatness. This may be helpful to someone else, right? It may be helpful to someone else thinking that maybe it's silly or they can't do it. You have to try. You have to try. If I never would have tried, I would probably be slinging burgers somewhere or in some crappy job that I absolutely hated. But anyway, thank you so much for listening to our story. That is how Eliqua began. If you liked this video, please leave it a big thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when our next video will be out. And we look forward to growing with you on this journey of entrepreneurship as we enter year 3. We are ready to make big waves and hydrate, okay? So again, thank you so much for watching. Share this video with someone. If you liked it, leave a comment, share it, subscribe, do all of that super fun stuff. And we will see you in the next video. Bye.